Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take a look at this new Int EZA LR Broly, and we'll have to see. I want to judge him for myself. I have not been hearing good things about him, so this video might just be me coping for Broly, because I want him to be good so bad, because I really like the Broly movie boss team, and this guy not being good is going to be a huge hit, because there's only so many buffs that movie bosses is going to get this celebration. And I was really counting on this guy to be a part of that team, right? So we're going to check him out here in a long event. I want to see what he can do in a long event, but obviously we have to take into consideration what he can do in a short event. So let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at his passive here. He's Planetary Destruction of Movie Bosses, Key 3 and 170. It's a solid leader skill, but you're obviously going to run a different Broly over this guy as the leader. His super attack effect, so he greatly stacks attack. He stacks defense and does immense damage to the enemy. So what this is he gets a 50% attack stack and a 20% defense stack. So unfortunately, they didn't improve his defense stacking. So what I'm gathering from this unit was when he first came out, he was a little bit offensively underwhelming, but he was pretty good defensively. I think they almost flipped the script on him, where I think now he's going to be actually very good offensively, but defensively, I don't think he fits the bill, right? Which is unfortunate, because the defense is the important part. Which is why I was so excited for this guy, because it's like, all right, it's a damage reduction unit. How can they mess this guy up? And they might have. We'll see. Based off of what I'm hearing. I haven't used him myself yet, but we will judge him myself. So his passive is Key 3, attack and defense 260. He reduces damage by 26%. And he has a chance of performing a crit plus 26%. So that's baseline. He just gets that. So he's got built-in 26% crit and 26% damage reduction. Now, we know 26% damage reduction is basically nothing. So if he doesn't have the defense to back it, or more damage reduction or guard, that's not going to be enough, right? He launches an additional, has a high chance of becoming a super attack, plus another attack and defense 26% when attacking, plus an additional Key 3, and launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super, plus an additional damage reduction of 18% and chance of performing a crit plus 18 when attacking if there's a pure Saiyan, hybrid Saiyan, or movie hero category enemy. So that's a little bit more broad. I mean, pure hybrid and movie hero, that is a big chunk. It's a lot of super class characters. Definitely isn't going to work everywhere, especially if we're doing a fight against an extreme enemy, which we are here. We're going to be doing Red Zone Movie Boss Rush. Now, we are going to start off against a Turles, who is a pure Saiyan. So we will actually have that part there. So let me just kind of digest this here a little bit. The 26% crit and the 26%, excuse me, damage reduction, those are baseline. And then attack and defense 26% is when attacking. He always has that. So what he's getting with the pure hybrid or movie heroes is he's getting 3 key, an additional has a great chance to become a super, 18% damage reduction, 18% more crit. So what, 18 plus 26, that's 30, 44. So if you're going against one of those categories, that's 44% crit, 44% damage reduction, which isn't bad. 44% damage reduction feels a lot better, but we are limiting him, right? And then another damage reduction of 15% and another crit 15 when attacking if there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. Now, the other kind of stipulation here is these last parts of his passive are only when he's attacking, so he won't have them at start of turn. Immediately means he's a slot 2 or a slot 3 unit. Probably a slot 2 unit, because he's a stacker. You probably don't want to float a stacker because you need him to stack. So he's probably going to sit in slot 2. Now, nice thing for him is he's got his best buddy is going to be a nice slot 1 unit, the Tech Broly. So that part of it, I think, is okay. So what, we're 44%. And then if you're going against a Goku, it's, guess what, 59%, which is the Goku Japanese, right? 5'9" in Japanese sounds like Goku. So that's kind of funny. He builds up to 59% damage reduction, 59% crit. I feel like this is a unit you just don't put crit on at all. And you either give him defense equips or like dodge, because he might need the dodge, but additional is going to be important also. What do I have? So mine is 24 additional and 11 dodge. I think I was working on fixing mine. I think I'm going to take all the crit out. I don't think he needs it. I'm fine even with just the 26% baseline crit. So yeah, I would rather just funnel more into like defense and dodge, right? So, all right, let's take a look here. So he's starting off at 319k defense. Now we are against a Pure Saiyan. So after attacking, he will be at, what, 44% damage reduction, right? Let's go ahead and see what he can do here. Let's just see. Oh, his active skill, by the way, can be activated after he does 4 super attacks. And he's going to get a really nice buff, right? He gets Ki 6, which doesn't really matter. He's going to be supering anyways. Attack 60, and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. So that passive 60% attack is going to be huge. So this is a character where I think he's meant to be like an offensive powerhouse nuke character, where you get to that active skill turn and he's churning out 4 to 5 ridiculous super attacks, right? All right, let's see what he can do turn 1. Let's just see. And we are in Red Zone movie boss rush, so it's not like the tippity top content, but it still is somewhat difficult, especially in the later phases. These bosses can hit hard. All right, so we're starting out at about 10 mil, which is pretty good considering he greatly stacks attacks, so it's only going to keep going up and up and up. And he used to start off at like 3 to 4 mil. So yeah, this is much better. He's one of those units that's going to attack a lot. So he's going to feel like Kefla or like Goku Black that way. Yeah, here he goes. Triple super turn 1. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good so far. That's not bad. So yeah, triple super turn 1. Once again, we were against a Pure Saiyan, which does help him. Once we're not against a Pure Saiyan, we're going to see a dip in the numbers, right? You know, I think what people are criticizing this guy for is he can't really eat like the big 3 million attack supers, right? Maybe after stacking for a lot of turns against the Goku, he can eat some impressive damage. I kind of see this guy as he's meant to be like an offensive almost glass cannon, where I think with the damage reduction and the stacking defense, I think you can get him to tank normals fine. But I think supers, I don't know that this guy's going to be tanking supers, but let's just get into the fight a little bit and let's see where the defense goes, right? And maybe in this video, we will take some hits where we can kind of test that a little bit. Okay, AGL Broly's just like, I'm going to finish right here. I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, almost. Actually, him not finishing is good, because now we can finish with the next rotation and get a fresh rotation for the next Broly. And sure, Cell Max is like, yeah, I will take this turn for you. Fine, we can do that. Cell Max does some nice damage, for sure. All right, we'll just run it like that here. Yes, and Cell Max getting hit is good to build his defense. So actually getting a couple of those free hits in there is pretty good. Cell Max is pretty dang impressive. Indeed. All right, Lord Slug. So now, not Movie Hero, not Pure Hybrid Saiyan, no Goku. So this is going to be him without that. We're going to transform the friend Broly. This is the first turn of my Broly, so I'm going to keep him like that, just so I know he won't do too much damage. And then we're at 5 million defense. Or not 5 million. Oh, God. 5 million would be crazy. 500k defense, turn 2. So this was a triple stacking turn. 500k defense. And he's got, what, 26% damage reduction only, though, right? So, like, if you're not going against the categories, like, he's got to have really high defense to live. 26% damage reduction isn't going to do much here with 500k defense. Once again, I might be okay with some normals, but other than that, let's just see what happens here. And sure, we'll just do that. See if we can put down Lord Slug here. Yeah, and we're eating the super immediately, but that's why we got this Broly here with his mega 90% damage reduction. And then next turn, we'll transform him. But we really can't put Imp Broly in slot 1, right? So there's an 11 mil super. And once again, this is without being a Pure Saiyan, but that's after stacking. So the stacks pretty much just covered up the stats that he lost from not doing a Pure Saiyan. And there, he only got 1. Like, he loses the additionals as well. So, oh, if you're not going against one of the categories, I don't know. It's going to be tough if you're just relying on, like, hidden potential additionals and not really getting it. Like, I think what the value this guy has is when you're getting, like, the quad supers from him to help stack defense and deal a lot of damage, right? Depending on how long this goes, or if we die early, I might go into a fight with a Goku and see how he looks in there. But let's see. Do I want to leave a Broly on rotation here? I've got the other Broly floating and then float Cell Max. How do I want to do this? Sure, we'll do... I mean, I want to... yeah, we'll just put Broly in slot 1. That's fine. We'll let Cell Max and Turles go crazy. I'm pretty sure Cell Max will finish. I mean, Broly's type advantage here is going to put down a lot of damage, so I think we'll be okay. Alright, yeah, I think this Slug is going to be down. And then, yeah, it's been working out nice on the rotations where we're getting fresh rotations for Broly, which is good. Because he's got that Tech Broly behind him, and they got to survive the Tech Broly. And then we want Int Broly to be able to get all of his attacks. I mean, Int Broly, I just do not feel confident putting him in slot 1. If we get a situation where slot 1 isn't being attacked before I attack, I will try him in slot 1. Once again, I would like him to eat a super and see how he does. Okay, double digits there for AGL Broly's fine. 15 mil here for Cell Max, sure. We'll take it. Mine's only 55%, by the way. He's such an impressive 55% unit. It's kind of crazy. All right, so Cooler here we know won't super until the next turn. So we already have the active skill and it's turn 5. I mean, I actually could put him in slot 1 because he's only going to be taking normals here. This Cooler, I believe, only supers on, like, it'll be the last slot on the next turn because he's a countdown boss. So 400k defense, we actually went down. I think it might be due to, like, support. I mean, Broly, Chila, and Lemo are going to add some support there. How do I want to do this? I do kind of want to go big. And then, sure, we'll go with the AGL orbs. Alright, so this is going to buff his attack. Now, once again, we could have done the active skill. Okay, double-digit normals, thank God. We're type disadvantage, but yeah, if he wasn't taking normal double digits, that would be really bad. And yeah, now he's still just chilling around 11 million. This is the thing I never like about attack stacking. It just feels like it doesn't, like, you don't notice the impact as much, right? Like, this guy's been stacking for days and days and days, and he's still at, like, 11 mil. Like, he was 10 mil turn 1, and he's just been hanging around 11 mil, 11 mil, 11 mil. Okay, now we finally got to 12. I wish his, like, super attack effect was reversed. It should be greatly stacked defense and normal stack attacks. Like, you literally wouldn't notice the difference on his attack, and his defense you would notice a gargantuan difference. Let's see what Tech Broly does here. 21 mil turn 1. That's the other thing within Broly, too. It's like you want to think of him as an offensive unit, but then you put him next to Tech Broly, it's just like turn 1, I'm going to be like 20 mils, AoE, okay, and I'm going to, you know, do additionals. Whereas Int Broly, like I said, his active skill turn's going to look really good, but you only get that turn once, and then you're just relying on where you get from stacking and how many additionals you're getting. I don't know, I'm not feeling great, I'll put it that way. He seems just like kind of okay, but I wanted this guy to be like jumping up and down like crazy good. Man, I really hope they don't mess up the other EZAs of the celebration. And they've been really short on EZAs. Like, we haven't gotten any, like, banner unit EZAs or anything. I believe last year we had at least a couple of banner unit EZAs right away. So this turn here, there's no reason to do... Yeah, we'll just leave Cell Max in slot 3. Well, sure, we'll do the... we'll just leave this double Broly rotation. And yeah, let's get the domain up as well. We can see how that affects our boy Int Broly with the domain going. Alright. We'll do that. Sure, we'll just grab all those. And then Cell Max. Sure, we'll get the 24 key. Why not? But yeah, I mean, if they're not going to make... Yeah, 30 mil for this guy. If they're not going to make the Int Broly, like, good enough to tank, then I would almost rather them just give him a small dodge chance or something in his passive. Because, like, if you can't tank the super and you can't dodge it, then, like, what can you do? It's looking like this Int Broly is just a unit, like, in really hard content that you just have to hope doesn't get super attacked, and that's kind of it, right? And I always talk about this. It's okay if a unit isn't good in the best content. There's a lot of fun places you can use a unit, right? All right, it's turn 7. I know I could stack longer, so... 856k defense with the little damage reduction, I mean, it's solid, right? Like, and turn 7 isn't the craziest, but if you're thinking, like, in a real fight, turn 7, you're probably on, like, the hardest part of a modern hard fight, and they're going to be hitting, like, 3 million plus supers, right? So if we math this out, I'm at 800k, he's going to, let's say he attacks first and stacks in, we'll be generous and say, let's say he gets to 1,000,000 defense, right? Well, if you eat a 3,000,000 super, and you take basically his 26% damage reduction says you're going to take, what, 74% of that damage. So whatever 74% of 3,000,000 is, I don't know if I could roughly do off. Well, let me math it out quick because I want to know. So let me just grab a calculator here. I don't have one built in on my computer, huh? Calculator, thank you. All right, so we got to math this up. All right, so let's say we take, in turn 7, like I said, I think in a really hard fight is about where you're going to get, right? So let's go ahead and do, so let's say it's a 3,000,000 super. Okay, 3,000,000 super, and we're going to say times. So we're going to take 74% of it. And this was, once again, when we're not against the Goku, and we're not in a Saiyan situation or a movie hero, right? So let's say times 0.76, because that's how much damage we're going to take is 76%. So we're going to take 2.28 million of it. And then let's say Broly's at 1,000,000 defense. We subtract the defense, right? And we still take 1.2 million damage at that point. So at this point in a fight, I mean, he could probably, like, I think a 2,000,000 super he could handle. But you get anything much above that and he can't handle it. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the fight and what you're doing. Now, if it's against, Pure Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, or Goku, then you have more damage reduction and then you're dealing with that a little bit better, right? So it just depends. But I want to see this guy, because like this Broly, I don't want him to be situational. Like, I want to be able to use him on this Broly team in every fight. Like, I want him to be a mainstay on the team. I don't know that he's going to be that, right? Like, I think I would rather run Hirudegarn, who's just always going to have a 70% chance to live, even though he's definitely going to die plenty, right? Okay, so I believe we use the active skill. So let's go ahead and see. We should see a really big, beefy attack stat here. I highly doubt we're going to one-shot Android 13, please. Let's see, though. This Tech Broly is going to hit really hard. Yeah, 25 million. So a couple of factors here. We're under domain. That's the other thing. If we're not under domain, our defense isn't as high either. Oh, man, Broly, please don't just kill this guy. Holy cow, chill. Holy cow, chill. 17 mil. Just don't kill him. I'm going to be mad because this is the active skill turn. This is the active skill turn. Oh, Broly, chill. Okay, we're good. All right, what do we got from Int Broly? Okay, 25 million, not against the Goku. So this is the turn where he just looks like a monster. So, and then once again, he could, quad to 5 times super if you're, depending on if you're going against a Goku or not. He's almost like a glass cannon in the fact that you almost just try to hide him, hope he doesn't die. And if you get that active skill turn, I mean, he can dish out some damage. And I do think against like a tech enemy where he has guard, I think there's some value there, right? So here's where Bojack is just trying to end us immediately. So I was smart and I actually brought a Sensu Bean because I just knew this guy was going to be a problem. So we're going to Sensu Bean and I didn't want to lose my rotations. So let's go ahead, I guess. I would like to try to somehow get the orbs for Broly, Chila, and Lemo. I don't know that they're going to line up. Let's get this and hopefully some magic things happen. No. And Broly, Chila, and Lemo, I mean, if you don't have an orb changer, they do struggle. Like, they don't just easily get the 7 orbs. 32 mil for this guy, by the way. I almost wish Broly, Chila, and Lemo, if they just cut it down to 5, like, they really didn't get buffed on that evasive part of their passive. I wish they would have just cut it down to 5 orbs. That would have made it so much more manageable. If they got the dodge on 5 orbs, they would be so much better. But yeah, we actually might die here. This Bojack can hit hard enough, right? All right, who's eating the super here? I think that's Tech Broly, so I think we're fine. Tech Broly should eat this like a champ. Yeah, double digits. We're good. And then AGL Broly at, 20 million. We take those. We take those for sure. Yeah, I'm a little bit lukewarm on Int Broly, and like I said, I want him to be so good. He's kind of like, I'm getting the same feeling as like when Int Goku Black EZA'd, and that like, he's a unit that was like, Int Goku Black was pretty bad like since release, but I really liked the card, I like the character, I like the animations. So I wanted him to be good so bad. If you guys watched like somewhat recently, I did a video showcasing him in here. He didn't do as well as I had wanted him to, but Like, that's kind of how the Broly's feeling. Like, a unit I so desperately want to be good, and it's not, like, up to the expectations of what I want, right? I'm sure we'll buff you up. Let's see what we got here. Int Broly, yeah, still 800k defense, because I think, what, did the domain wear off? No, domain is still up. It's just because we don't have support on the end there, right? How are we doing for links? And by the way, we haven't seen him with Berserker up yet, but that's fine. Sure. Let's go ahead. See what we got here for my boy Int Broly. Cell Max. I don't think I should need to use Cell. No. We don't need to use Cell Max as active skill. Oh gosh, we have a Dokkan attack. Tech Broly's going to put in some work here. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't think this Janemba hits crazy hard yet until he goes into Rage. But I don't know. With this Dokkan attack, he might not get to his Rage mode. I don't think this attack will one-shot. I actually hope it doesn't, because we need Int Broly to stack more. We definitely need Int Broly to stack more. I'm trying to think if we're going to run into any more Saiyans. I guess when we get to Broly at the end, that'll be another pure Saiyan. So he's going to get a buff there at the end on the last phase, right? I definitely think there are definitely pockets of content where this Broly's going to be fine. But if you want to think of him as like an all-arounder that you can use in anything, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to be good in long content. Like, I think this event here, he's going to be good in. We're at 14 mil, by the way. So now we're finally noticing a little bit better attack stats there. Yeah, now if he's just going to be like 14. But yeah, like he's stacking 50% attack and he went from 14.4 to 14.8. Like barely jumping the attack stats, right? Whereas defense, you really notice it when they stack. Like you do a triple attack and you see them on the next turn and they're like hundreds of thousands of defense higher. Depending on what type of stacking they have. Alright, Cell, do your thing. Okay, so domain is over, so we have to keep that in mind if we see some stats dip, right? Alright, Janemba. We shouldn't need to use the Turles effect there. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't see how Janemba survives this turn. So I think we're just good. I think this Janemba just doesn't get Rage mode. I think that's what happens. These Brolys are too strong, man. 32 million. Because that's the thing. Like, if I'm running this rotation here, right? AGL Broly, Tech Broly. Then the other rotation is another Tech Broly. But would I rather run Inch Broly on rotation or Cell Max? It's going to be Cell Max, right? So it's unfortunate because I wanted this Broly to be, like, so good that you'd want to run him on rotation. It doesn't feel good floating Cell Max, but it also doesn't feel good floating in Broly because he's got a stack. All right, we're on Broly. So, yeah, he's still at 783k defense. Like, his defense just keeps hovering a little bit, and that's because we lost a bit off of that domain. I can't really do anything here to protect. We just have a Sensu Bean. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt... Can I get 7 orbs up for Broly, Chila, and Lemo is the question. Let's grab just this. Ooh, we got 7 on the side. All right, Broly, Chila, and Lemo get to live. That's great. The question is what's going to happen to Int Broly here? 28 mil for this guy. Wow, it's going to put a lot of damage down. So remember, our damage reduction is up a little bit now. So now we're, what, 44% damage reduction. And he's probably going to be, I don't know, between 8 to 900k defense. We'll see how many supers we can get in. If Tech Broly allows it. He might just one-shot here. Okay, 3 bars down. Pretty good. Oh, dang it. Well, I think this Broly can multi-super, so I'm hoping he will super in slot 2. I would love to see Int Broly take a hit from this guy. Okay, so yeah, 13 mil again. Okay. And once again, the numbers on this guy seem to float a little bit, where like rather than consistently see them go up like you would expect, and that's because of the factors of sometimes we're going against a pure Saiyan, sometimes we're not, sometimes we're under domain, sometimes we're not, and sometimes we have support, and sometimes we don't. So the numbers are kind of floating a little bit. But I mean, yeah, we're what, turn 11? He wasn't even up to 1 million defense yet on turn 11? Not that good, to be honest. Not that good. Like I said, I really hope the part 2 EZAs are better. And they've been pretty light on the part 1 stuff, so maybe we're going to get 2 super easy A's. I would love, dude, if LR STR Broly got a super easy A, I would flip my lid. That would make me forgive this Int Broly travesty, like, immediately. We don't really need it. But since we got it, I guess we'll do Cell Max's active skill, sure. Like I said, he doesn't really need it. This rotation's pretty tanky, but we'll do it. And if for some reason AGL Broly lives this, what is he at? 6 million defense? Okay. 6.5 million defense for Cell Max. I think that is literally tanks anything in the game at that point. Literally tanks anything in the game. Sure, we'll grab that. I wanted that for Cell Max, but... so, if somehow Broly survives, which I don't think he will, we will try to put Int Broly in slot 1 and just see what happens and maybe eat a super. But I think this rotation's pretty dang solid here. You know what? I'm feeling okay. I know we're already at about 26 minutes. But what I think I want to do after this is let's hop into like Legendary Goku event. It's super easy event, right? But I just want to see the numbers against the Goku. Just a few turns of it. We won't get many because we're going to literally one-shot every rotation. We can do maybe GT Goku event to get a little bit more beefy. But I just want something where I know I can get a few turns in against the Goku, and let's see how he's looking there. I mean, I could do like a 9th anniversary battle against like a, or maybe the 6th anniversary against UI Goku or something, but we'll just go to a Legendary Goku event, I think. Because that part of it won't be about like him surviving. We can just look at the numbers and imagine, you know, him taking damage, what it would do. And then we'd have to keep in mind against the Goku, we're looking at 59% damage reduction and crit, which is kind of crazy. I think they bottlenecked this guy way too much into the Goku part of the passive. It's too restricted. He needed more baseline and then make him like a ridiculous god against the Goku. The way they built him, to me, like him against the Goku is actually kind of how I would like to see him baseline. And then I think they should have gone above and beyond that against the Goku is what I feel like. Because I feel like if he's 59% damage reduction with the amount of stacking he's got, he would be fine. Okay, so we finished there. Let's hop into a Legendary Goku event quick, because I do want to see him against the Goku. I think, in all fairness to Int Broly, right? Because there will be more hard fights with Saiyans and Gokus where he will look a little bit better. Like I said, I think just my disappointment is that I want him to be good, like, kind of everywhere. Like, just a unit I know I can plug onto the team, and I'm good. Let me see. Is Legendary Goku way at the... Yeah, it's probably... I'm going to stop going, because it's probably way down here. So that's fighting Legend Frieza. I think they kind of put these in chronological order. Yeah, so let's do GT Goku, because this will be Goku's the whole way through, and it's a little bit harder than the original one. And let's grab that Broly team. Let's do it, which should already be preset. Just got to find it. There it is. Okay, and then I don't really need another item, but sure, let's grab that. Okay, so let's hop in here. So we're going to see, once again, we'll be against a Goku the whole time. And we're going to see what our boy Imp Broly's looking like here. So Imp Broly's going to be on the next rotation, but we did get him next to Tech Broly, which is great. We definitely take that. Sure, I'm actually going to transform Tech Broly. I don't want to hold back here. I actually just want to go crazy and kill the phases very quickly, which we should have no issue doing that, because this event is super old and super weak. If anybody takes anything but double digits in this entire fight, they are terrible. So we'll put it that way. Because this is something where, like, the final phase, I think, hits like 750k for the boss. Where nowadays we have normals hitting harder than that. So we should be good the whole way here. Alright, so this is a good turn. We've got the Tech Broly. We've got Turles. We're not going to transform Tech Broly here. So 357k turn 1, we can do this to guarantee that we... I mean, in here, we definitely can put in Broly slot 1. We don't care, but for this first turn, just in case this unit, you know, I think they can, like, debuff... yeah, they can defense debuff and stuff, and I just don't want to risk that. Alright, so about 10 mil turn 1, so pretty similar to what we saw last time. Starting off at about 10, and... Here's the other thing, too, I guess, in this fight. I guess maybe the bad reason to pick this fight he's going to one-shot everything. So we're not going to be able to see all the additionals, right? We'll still play it out and see what happens. Sure. We'll just, dude, it's just so funny going into this old event and just watching these Brolys just go insane. Kind of crazy here. But we will get to the point where I think that the boss should be able to survive at least a barrage of a couple of Imp Broly attacks. And like I said, I'll just start putting him in slot 1. So I know it seems kind of weird right now that we're just one-shotting, but I think hopefully by this next phase, he can maybe survive more than 1 attack. We'll see. All right, so Imp Broly slot 1. This is good. We're type disadvantaged. So if we don't crit, we're going to transform you. Okay, so we are at 300k defense still. I mean, that was only 1 super, and he's meant to multi-super. So that's a little bit my fault for picking a bad stage for this, but let's see. So that was 1 super. So just keep in mind where... All right, so, I mean, if he takes something from this, that's embarrassing. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh, my God. He took damage from Legendary GT Goku event. I'm actually stunned. Dude, is this Broly that bad? I mean, granted, he only had 26% damage reduction, and he was type disadvantage. But, bro, this is Legendary GT... This is Legendary GT Goku event. Like, this is so old. All right, he at least got a couple of supers there. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not giving this guy a glowing review. And I'm like the really positive guy, right? Like, I'm always like, yeah, there's lots of content out there. You can use units in a lot of places. Like, not everybody has to be good for top tier. But, man, this guy is legit, like, pretty mid. And it's, like, really disappointing. Because the Broly team needs it. Like, this team is not ready. You know, I feel like there's a couple of really weak spots on the team that we need to fill. And I was expecting this guy to fill it. And he is not, man. He is not. All right, let's see what's going on here. Still against the Goku. I don't know. Can I put him in slot 1? Maybe not. So turn 6. 365k defense. I mean, I did shaft him on not letting him stack enough because, once again, because of the fight. I'm going to use his active skill. We're going to see on turn 6 how hard he's going to hit here. We'll do your active skill as well. It's really sad, but I'm actually going to use Cell Max's active skill because I feel like Broly can't... The way he ate it from Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like, he could actually get us killed. Like, a 2024 unit should not be getting us killed in the Legendary Goku event. Should not. That is insane to me. Dude, if anybody tries telling you that, like, this Imp Broly is good, just take my video clip of him getting clapped by that Super Saiyan 3 Goku for 174k. That was pretty embarrassing. Okay, so 15 mil, but once again, that's pretty early without giving him a lot of stacking. All right, we got a double super there, 15 and then 16. I mean, this fight's going to go so fast, we might as well just finish it off. Because I think we still have 1, if not 2 more phases left. Oh, is this the last phase? Maybe we're not even going to get another turn with them. We'll just go crazy here. Broly domain, sure. Let's just go crazy. Let's do it. I mean, there's no way he's surviving this barrage. It's impossible to even hold back. Like, they're starting at 24 key super. I mean, I could have held back by not using the domain, but I want it up for Inch Broly. All right, well, let's see if this is just an absolute one-shot. 33 million. Yeah, dude, you put him side by side. Not that I expect him to be on the level of the Carnival LR, but it's, like, so different. Like, they're not even in the same ballpark. They're not even in the same stratosphere. It's like, what is going on with Broly, man? He feels so underwhelming. Oh, yikes. Well, anyways, guys, there you go. Inch Broly, I don't even know. I mean, that was kind of a weird, like, the Goku stuff at the end was kind of weird because we couldn't attack a lot. But, I mean, even against a Goku, I wasn't, like, crazy. Like, he still can get you killed, right? Like, he still has to stack a little bit. I mean, going all the way to Red Zone movie boss rush, right? And he was getting his healthy stacks in every turn. And we weren't even at 1 million start of turn defense yet. and he's got only 26% damage reduction, 26 to 44 depending on the stage. Like, not good. I mean, there he technically had 44 against that Broly, but yeah, I don't even think I'm calling him. Do I want to say he's bad? Like, I don't even know if I want to say mid. I almost want to say bad. He's so disappointing. And like I said, I'm normally pretty positive, but I think I have to take the more negative approach on this guy. Like, sure, you can take him into old content and have fun with them, but it's gonna backfire twofold, right? Because if you're going into easier content where he can live, if you're running him next to these other Brolys, like you saw in this Legendary Goku event, he doesn't get a chance to stack. They're going to be blowing up the fight so quick, he doesn't really get the stack anyways, and he's still not going to be looking at his best. Then you go into the harder fights where he can look his best, and he's getting just absolutely annihilated. Dude, I still can't get over that. 175k from physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Legendary GT Goku event. I don't know, guys. That's one of the worst looks I've seen from a new unit in a long time. Y'all let me know what you think, but I'm actually pretty down on this guy. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.